In life, everything is impermanent. The Buddha taught that nothing stays the same, and suffering is born from clinging to what no longer serves us. That wisdom isn't just about feelings or relationships. It applies to what we put on our plates, too. Many older adults hold on to youthful eating habits, believing certain foods bring strength or pleasure when they're actually planting seeds of pain. Eating without awareness is like walking without noticing the road. Sooner or later, we stumble. September arrives as a season of transition. Trees let their leaves fall to make room for the new, and we can also release what poisons body and mind. Every meal can be a meditation, chewing with attention, tasting fully, sensing whether a food strengthens or weakens us. When we eat with mindful presence, we discover true nourishment isn't just calories. It's life force, the energy that keeps the body light and the mind clear. It's common to think that after 60 there isn't much left to change. That's an illusion. The wisdom of aging is the ability to look within and recognize we can still blossom. The body is a temple that protects the flame of life, and caring for it is a spiritual practice. Each food choice can be a silent mantra. Either we repeat patterns of self-harm, or we cultivate harmony and longevity. In this video, I'll guide you through a deeper reflection. We won't just talk about 5 foods to avoid. We'll talk about 5 ways to free yourself from subtle poisons that drain your vital energy. These are practices of letting go. It's like dropping a stone you've been carrying in your backpack for no good reason. Once you set it down, the path feels lighter, and the journey becomes more joyful. So I invite you to listen, not only with your ears, but with your heart. Treat this video as an active meditation, where each insight can become a turning point in your life. Because caring for the body is caring for the mind, and caring for the mind makes space for wisdom. Picture someone waking up, grabbing a quick coffee, and opening a sleeve of packaged cookies to make life easier. Sounds practical, right? What most people miss is how that daily habit acts like a silent enemy to an older body. Ultra-processed foods hide sodium, trans fats, and chemical additives that stoke inflammation bit by bit. It's like pouring sand into an engine. The car still runs for a while. A gentleman I met at a talk once told me, "It's just a small bag of chips now and then." The trouble is, now and then becomes a pattern. And a mature body can't handle excesses like it did years ago. The heart gets overworked, the kidneys strain, and the whole system quietly calls for help. That's the trap. You don't feel it right away, but the damage shows up months or years later. Here's an easy swap. Ditch the cream-filled cookies for a bowl of fresh fruit with a sprinkle of oats. In the US, fall brings amazing apples, crisp, sweet, and real. A slice of whole-grain toast with natural peanut butter sounds simple, yet it delivers fiber, protein, and clean energy without poisoning the tank. Think of it as trading bad gasoline for premium fuel. Ultra-processed foods have another trick. They're engineered to be addictive. Ever notice how hard it is to stop at just a handful of potato chips? That's not weakness. It's food science. Companies design a bliss point, the perfect mix of salt, fat, and sugar that keeps your brain asking for more. You're not in charge. They are. And that's a quiet theft of your food freedom. Look back a generation or two. Our grandparents had limited access to these products and still stayed more active. They baked bread, drank fresh milk, cooked with simple ingredients. Today, the industry turned our meals into a lab, and the results are here. High blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease growing after 60. The good news? The choice is still in our hands. So when you open the pantry and see a flashy box promising instant energy or zero sugar, remember, that's not care, it's marketing. Real energy comes from real, fresh, nourishing food. Every bite is a vote. You're voting for your health or against it. And yes, September is the perfect month to review those habits. Ultra-processed foods are just the first puzzle piece. Many seniors think sugar is only a concern when they spoon it into their coffee. The real villain isn't just in the sugar bowl, it's hiding in pasta sauce, breakfast cereals, and even some whole grain breads. That disguised sugar seems harmless, but works like termites, slowly eating away at your energy, mood, and health. A 72-year-old friend once told me he felt exhausted despite sleeping well. Together we found his routine was packed with invisible sweets, flavored yogurt, cereal bars, boxed juices. When he cut them and swapped in whole fruit and lemon water, something magical happened. His energy came back. Not magic, just simple science. Free of sugar overload, his body returned to its natural rhythm without the highs and crashes of the sugar rush. Think of it like a roller coaster. Big sugar hits spike your blood glucose, give you a burst of energy, then drop you hard, leaving fatigue, irritability, and even sadness. That up and down is risky after 60, when insulin control isn't what it used to be. And here's the kicker. The ride doesn't stop until you decide to step off and choose a steadier path. So what can you do? Read labels like a detective. If the ingredient list is long and full of words ending in O's, fructose, glucose, sucrose, you can bet it's sugar in disguise. Try swapping soda for unsweetened iced tea, or trade packaged desserts for a handful of frozen berries with plain yogurt. Small tweaks, big payoff. You'll feel the difference in just days. Cutting sugar isn't losing pleasure. When your taste buds reset, real flavors wake up. A slice of ripe mango tastes like a fancy dessert. A handful of toasted nuts becomes irresistible, and even black coffee reveals notes you never noticed. It's like cleaning foggy glasses. Suddenly, the world looks crisp and delicious. If you've been tired, low energy, or moody, the answer may be less in your pillow and more on your plate. Hidden sugar is sneaky, but once you see it, you can beat it. September is a great time to start. The season brings fresh fruit to replace artificial sweets. And if sugar is already a problem, imagine what happens when heavy, fatty meats enter the picture. Many grew up believing a good steak means strength. For generations, red meat signaled prosperity, but after 60, the body asks for less of that heavy fuel. The issue isn't an occasional steak, it's making it a daily habit. That's like wearing hiking boots to run. You can do it, but the wear and tear add up. I remember a man from a community nutrition session who said he couldn't go a day without barbecue or a burger. Over time, he felt short of breath, his joints ached, and labs showed sky-high cholesterol. When he cut red meat to twice a week and added more fish and legumes, he lost weight and got his spark back, enough to chase grandkids around the yard. No pill gave him that. Vitality did. What few people discuss is how red meat, especially processed kinds like hot dogs and bacon, carries compounds that fuel inflammation. It doesn't explode overnight. It piles up like dust under a rug. Chronic pain, heart issues, even higher cancer risk. Excess red meat makes the body pay a price it can't afford. A body already working with time needs allies, not hidden enemies on the plate. How do you swap without losing joy? Experiment. In the U.S., wild Alaskan salmon is a stellar option packed with heart-protective omega-3s. Well-seasoned lentils with garlic and herbs make a light, satisfying meal. Even a simple black bean taco with avocado brings quality protein and fiber red meat can't match. Eating well isn't losing flavor. It's learning to play with new possibilities. Moderation is the key. You don't have to quit red meat entirely. Make it a supporting actor, not the star. Turn your plate into a colorful canvas. More vegetables, more grains, more variety. When meat shows up, treat it like a rare spice. Something to savor, not inhale. That small shift changes your relationship with food and gives your body a break. We've talked about ultra-processed foods, hidden sugars, and heavy meat. Now imagine piling on something else. Foods that are raw or undercooked. Vulnerability rises, risk multiplies, and a small slip can turn serious. Understanding this next part may be the decisive step to protect your health right away. Be honest. How many times have you thought, it's just a little undercooked steak, no big deal? That's the trap. After 60, the immune system doesn't fire like it used to, and what felt harmless can mean an unexpected hospital visit. It's not just meat. Sushi, raw eggs, and even soft cheeses can carry silent bacteria. It's like playing roulette with your health. A real example. I knew a 68-year-old woman who loved fresh brie. One day she got a foodborne infection that left her in bed for weeks. For a younger person, it might have been a rough couple of days. For her, it was a real fight that stressed her heart and circulation. Sometimes what's at stake isn't just an upset stomach, but quality of life itself. Here's a powerful cue. Anticipation. Most people only learn these risks when it's too late. Like driving without a seatbelt and thinking you won't need it until the crash. Choosing well-cooked foods, washing produce carefully, and avoiding raw fish isn't overreaction. It's self-preservation. A quiet pact with your future. Live longer, live better. You might think, I've eaten soft yolk eggs for years, and I'm fine. That's the catch. Your body today isn't your body from 30 years ago. What it once tolerated may now trigger a domino effect. A tiny stumble can become a serious fall. Life after 60 calls for strategic wisdom. Choosing what goes on your plate matters as much as choosing the right words in a crucial conversation. The big insight. By skipping raw or undercooked foods, you're not losing anything. You're gaining protection. Bake the fish instead of eating it raw. Cook vegetables until they're tender, yet tasty. Herbs like rosemary, thyme, and lemon don't just lift flavor, they support digestion. Turn this care into a ritual. It's a gift to yourself, and the payoff is immediate. And if you think the risks stop there, wait until we talk about the next friendly culprit. It's not hidden bacteria. It's that innocent glass of wine or weekend beer. Feels relaxing, sure, but it can be the push that tips things the wrong way. Is a moment's pleasure worth the long-term price? After a long day, many believe a glass of wine or a cold beer is well-deserved. Seems harmless, almost therapeutic. Here's the controversy. Alcohol, even in small doses, isn't a wellness ally. It's a disguised saboteur. It promises relaxation, but delivers poor sleep, weaker bones, and a higher risk of falls. Like trusting a friend who smiles to your face and talks behind your back. I knew a 70-year-old who swore wine was good for the heart. The catch, he wasn't counting. Just one became two, then three, until it turned into a nightly routine. The result, high blood pressure, risky interactions with meds, and drowsiness that made home accidents more likely. What looked like self-care became a trap. And that story's more common than you'd think. Here's a curiosity trigger. Did you know alcohol can raise anxiety over time instead of easing it? It disrupts neurotransmitters, giving a short calm that soon flips into restlessness. It's like dousing a fire with gasoline. Works for a second, then the flames roar. That's the trap most folks don't want to see. So what do you do when the urge hits? Try calming teas like chamomile or valerian to support better sleep and a steadier nervous system. Or mix up alcohol-free mocktails with citrus, mint, and sparkling water. The real pleasure is in the ritual, not the booze. When your body feels that care, it answers with energy, mental clarity, and deeply restful nights. Here's the paradox. What many believe adds health may be stealing years. Seniors who quit or sharply cut back on alcohol face lower dementia risk and fewer falls. Setting the glass down isn't losing. it's gaining freedom. Like taking a heavy weight out of your backpack on a long walk. The path suddenly feels lighter and more enjoyable. If you've noticed how small habits can become big villains, from ultra-processed foods to alcohol, know this. There's a way to turn the game around, and September might just be the perfect time to do it. Here's the surprise. One of the most dangerous habits for seniors isn't flashy, salty, or sweet. It's hidden in the fridge. How many times have you thought, it's just a little mold, I'll cut it off and eat the rest? That tiny green spot on bread or cheese isn't just ugly. It's a signal of toxins called mycotoxins spreading invisibly. And the scary part? Cooking or reheating doesn't kill them. It's like inviting an intruder into your home and thinking a locked door will stop him once he's already inside. I once spoke with a retired teacher, 74 years old, who told me she hated wasting food. Out of habit, she'd scrape off mold and keep eating. After repeated stomach issues and fatigue, doctors found liver damage likely linked to years of ingesting those toxins. That broke her heart. Saving pennies on food had cost her precious health. It's a painful reminder. The body after 60 is resilient, yes, but it's not invincible. The trap here is cultural. Many of us grew up in times when food was scarce, and wasting even a slice of bread felt like sin. But clinging to that mindset now can be harmful. It's a paradox. The act of holding on, thinking we're honoring the value of food, becomes the very attachment that poisons us. The Buddha warned that clinging to what's already gone creates suffering. And moldy food? That's food that is already passed on. So what can you do instead? Practice mindful stewardship of food. Buy smaller amounts, cook what you can finish in a few days, and store items properly. Freezing portions can be a lifesaver. A simple habit, like labeling containers with dates, keeps you aware of what's fresh and what needs to go. Think of it not as waste, but as compassion toward your body. After all, letting go of spoiled food is an act of kindness to yourself. And here's the shocking truth. Even foods that look fine may already be compromised. A bag of nuts stored too long, a jar of jam with a suspicious smell. These can hide toxins that build up silently in the liver, raising risks of cancer and immune decline. These poisons don't knock loudly. They whisper over months and years. By the time they're noticed, the damage is often done. Prevention here isn't optional. It's essential. So the next time you see mold on your bread, don't think of waste. Think of liberation. Just like meditation clears the mind of stale thoughts, clearing the kitchen of spoiled food protects the body from silent harm. Remember, health isn't only about what you add to your diet. It's also about what you courageously remove. And maybe, just maybe, this forgotten detail is the missing piece that decides whether your next years are lived with vitality or weighed down by illness. Notice how every food choice shapes not just your body, but your mind and spirit. When you let go of foods that drain your energy, you practice non-attachment, the same path the Buddha taught to end suffering. It's simple yet profound. Saying no to what weakens you is saying yes to a fuller life. Pause for a moment. Which foods are you still clinging to out of habit or a quick hit of pleasure? Is that fleeting taste worth losing vitality, mental clarity, and freedom? What if your next meal became a meditation? Every choice a mantra for health, longevity, and wisdom. It's never too late to begin again. Just as nature renews itself in September, you can renew your life force today. With every mindful bite, you plant a fresh seed of well-being in the garden of your life. The more good seeds you sow, the more blossoms of health and joy you'll harvest. So tell me, are you ready to drop the unnecessary weights and walk lighter? Will you make eating a spiritual practice, as essential as meditation and prayer? If yes, You've already taken the first step by being here with me. Before you go, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like. That's how we keep walking this path together, step by step, like a sangha, a community of learning and transformation.